This video just wanted to break down the best playbook in college football 25, best offensive playbook in my opinion. And we'll just come out here and let's just run some basic cover four, kind of get to all the coverages. And that is the Oregon offensive playbook. Now I'm going to explain why it's more than just like it has bunch. It does have bunch strong offset, which is a really, really good formation and really probably the best offense in this game. We've got a full ebook on the Oregon playbook in our school community. If you're not a member of our school community yet, the link is going to be in the description down below. You can get all of our Madden and all of our college football offensive and defensive ebooks for just $10, and that link is in the description. But what you have in here, just going to go through some of my favorite or top plays. You have this duo run, RPO duo alert post. The duo runs this year are really good. You have one from shotgun, you have dagger, you have corner strike, you have, and then I think this is a must-have play in your offense. You have a play like flood, really, really powerful passing play that you have access to in here, and then you also have like you do have this. Let me see if I can find it here. You have the ability to kind of create some plays too. You have the RPO, you have the read option, the pin pull toss, and then this little C route on the right as well. But you have a really nice bunch strong offset. You have this trio Y flex formation, which I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on this formation. This formation is really, really good. It has shuffle slot in. This is a really nice little auto motion play that you have in here. It has inside zone. Really, just any good run is fine. It has this shock H post, which we're going to put in our audibles here. And then you also have a play, really a couple different plays. I like slots middle because you get a short post, but you also have verticals. You have this mesh whips with the whip routes that are really good. PA crossers. You have the RPO alert bubble. So you just have a lot of really, really good plays in this trio Y flex formation. Also, you have a formation like trips tight end offset weak, which is very similar. But the main difference is you have an RPO read wide receiver screen. You have an RPO read bubble screen, which to me, these are just really, really good plays to have. You also have this bunch open offset. This is kind of like a bunch wide, if you will. This is a really, really good formation because you have plays like Z spot, you have flood, you have mesh corner. This RPO peak is really good. RPO alert out is really good. So all these little like kind of RPO type of plays you have access to in here, and then you also have this wing trips and Y off trips. What makes this Y off trips really good is it is a four strong, and guess what? It has a duo run. It has an RPO with a wheel route on it. Some really, really nice little plays in this. And then you also have normal Y off close. This is becoming one of the best formations in both Madden and in college football 25, as it has this RPO alert out. It has the motion swing mesh spot, which is a really underrated play in this game, and then will switch. Some really nice plays out of this, and you can literally kind of freestyle this as well. You also have some really nice under center type run sets like 26 duo from I tight with the power O. Some really, really good plays out of the Wildcat. We know how good that is. Pistol trips. So just some good plays all in all. And then you even have some five wide stuff if you want to do that. I did want to get on the field actually and show you kind of how this audible around type of idea would work. So as you see here, I am wide side bunch. I could go into that bunch open offset. Let's say, for example, a play like Z spot, we could go with an out route, a streak, just a simple high-low combination here. And then you can really throw, and of course I say that I throw pick. You can throw these corner routes. What I would do with this corner route to make this a little better of a throw here is I would just stem this corner route down one. So you'll see here, we'll just stem this corner down. We have that seam streak to kind of clear out zones. And then you'll just see how this kind of works to the sideline. And then also, if they're going to run cover four and actually keep a curl flat coverage, which is actually kind of crazy, we could go to this play flood, which would cause them to have to run some cover two. So we'll show you this real quick, and you'll see how this corner route just kind of gets into a real soft spot. And then also, what this is going to force is this is going to get them into running like a cover two type of coverage. And so when we get them to run a cover two, that's where this this Z spot play is really going to shine, because now you'll see this corner route's going to have a lot more space to be able to work on that wide side of the field. You also have corner strike, which if they're going to be playing cover four, this is a really good play because you have a short corner. Short corners are really valuable because you can't hot route a short corner, and they just do a really good job against any kind of base coverage, cover four, cover three, any of those. This is going to do a really good job of attacking. You'll see here, see how that short corner just does a really good job. You also have in this offense, if you go to this play Z spot, one of my other things that I really like out of this is you can put this outside receiver on a streak. You can have something like this with a little speed out that you're going to stem up. The reason I like this is because you'll see this streak you can kind of you see how the speed out is going to get covered by like a basic curl flat, right? But what you're able to do with this is going to create a lot of space for this drag route to be able to work over the middle. So you see here, like if they drift back, like they do a lot in college football, you can just take your little check down drag over the middle of the field. Really, really nice route to be able to hit. And then you also, like I said, you have a play like Flood that is really, really, really good. There's a lot of ways to run this play. And you'll see here, these in routes are worth kind of using on both sides of the field. You have a C route. So anyways, you just have a lot of good stuff out of these bunches that I think is, at least worth just taking a look at. The empty bunch is okay. You have, kind of similar idea here. But if you did want to go into like a five wide bunch type of look, you could get into, and basically get to something like this, which I think is a pretty good play all in all. And here we'll just take our little check down over the middle. So that's how I would, kind of use this offense on that right hash or on that left hash. Now, if I'm on the right hash, this is going to open up a lot more of our trip stuff. So what we're going to do is one audible to the left. We're going to go to our trips tight end or trio flex look. And what we're able to do is you see here we have a ton of space on this left side. So what I like to do with this offense is I love to run like kind of double fades or double streaks. But what's really going to be good against is like a cover two. This little auto motion to the running back, you'll see he just absolutely destroys any kind of cover two coverage that you're going to see. So they can't really run cover two against your trips looks, which is really, really helpful. And it's going to force them to kind of sit in this cover four. The cool part about forcing them to stay in this cover four is you have this running back Texas route that you can hot route. And so you're going to run a combination that basically looks something like this right here. I think this is a really, really good route combo. And the reason why is because against cover four, the speed out is just going to kill that cover four coverage to that outside. And I like to run that with a clear out. So the way that I would get to that is if we go back to that shuffle in play, you see how we have this seam streak here? We can use that as a clear out, and we can just basically run the play like this. And then on this right side, you can really do a couple of different options. But what I really like to do is something like this. I think this is a really, really good route combination and very difficult to be able to properly defend. These speed outs are really hard to guard in college football because the field is so spread out. So you have that. You also have this PA crossers, which is a really, really good play if they are running any kind of cover three. I like to just streak this receiver, drag this outside receiver, and then just corner out the tight end. You can stem the tight end down one if you wanted to do something like that. And then what you're going to see here is this crosser is going to attack that cover three kind of in that little middle area of the field, which is really a nice route to be able to hit. You also have in here this trips tight end offset weak, and this is really good for those heavy blitzing defenses. This RPO read bubble is almost unstoppable. This bubble screen is almost always open, and so you always want to be able to just kind of attack both sides of the defense with this offense. But in general, these are just some of the best plays. I really want to advise you to check out these duo runs. These duo runs are really, really effective, and you just get really good blocking out of this. One thing I forgot to mention is when you're on this left hash mark, you can audible over here to your. I actually forgot to mention two things, but you can audible over here to your wing trips, and you can go into some of these plays. Like for example, the slot wheel play is really good. You could go to your RPO out of this. You could go to anything you really want here, but you do have some nice plays. The cool part about this trips formation and in college football 25 as a whole is you can create some really nice route combinations without really needing to actually like have the route. So now we're kind of using this really, really wide side speed out on the right side, just like we were using it on the left side out of that wing trips. And then you also have Y off trips, which is worth a look as well, because what this does is it just keeps your running back over here. And so you can do all kinds of different route combinations out of this as well. One of my favorite route combinations is just a flat We're going to run a post. We're going to run a drag. And then, you can kind of do whatever you want on this outside. I really like to put the running back on a streak, something like this. And you're typically going to be able to hit this post across the middle of the field for an easy gain. So you just have a lot of options in that regard as well. And then the other formation that I'd be crazy if I didn't mention it to you is the normal Y off close. You have Y sail, which is very similar to flood out a bunch. You're just going to stem the tight end corner down. You're going to use this. And the beauty of this is this deep fade route will pull all of the zones to him. And then that tight end is just going to be wide open in that area of the field. You also have within this shuffle angle wheel play, which what I like about this is you could just streak the running back and the play is pretty much set up for you. And this deep route can get over the top. It's not the best on this hash mark, but it is something that you do have here. The red zone scissors, you have kind of this really unique, different this kind of unique post coming from an interior position. This can sometimes get across the face of a cover four. So just something worth taking a look at if you wanted to hit that. Another thing I didn't get into yet is flood. If you post and stem up, and then you can stem the tight end corner all the way down, stem the in route all the way down. This can potentially bomb cover four as well. You'll see that this deep post will cross the face and have a chance. That safety actually played it pretty decent, but those are just some different options. Now, when we start talking about like cover two and cover three, they're a lot easier to bomb in this game than cover four. So like the cover three, for example, that's going to get bombed pretty easy. You're just going to have this post stemmed up a couple times, and you'll see here you will eventually see that this will bomb cover three. I'm determined to show this. Even if you have to put a comeback over here on the right, which you can do that. I don't love having to do that. I'd rather just be able for the post route to work. So let me see if I can just run this in route. But basically, if you throw like right in that little crease, you see there, he hits that crease, and that's a touchdown against cover three. And then if it's cover two, that one's the easiest in my opinion to beat. With cover two, what you do is you just have this post route on this left side. I like to have a slant on the backside here and then like a stem down corner or something like this. But against cover two, you're primarily just trying to split the safety. So as you see right there, we're able to hit that in that little crease. The other thing that you have in this playbook that I'd be crazy not to show you is you have the best bomb in the game in flood. So you're just going to streak. If it's cover two, you're just going to run it short side and double streaks. And what you'll see is this outside fade will just absolutely destroy cover two coverage. And then what a lot of people like to run is they like to run cover three or cover four. Cover four, I think we can hit this. I'm not 100% certain that we can, but typically you can hit this outside fade on a cover four. You just basically you have to wait on it, and then you see there's just a little. It's a tight throw. You kind of need somebody fast there. I think Wester's fast enough. But let me see if we can actually hit this for you. It's really good if they're pressing out of a cover four, but it's just this double streak. And then you'll see here that this throw, you see how I'm kind of getting it over the top there? That's what we're really ultimately trying to do. Another thing that you can do is stem this all the way down and run the play like this. And now you'll see that that fade has a lot more space to go. And you see if I freeform that all the way to the right, I got a little window that I can hit it against cover four. So I have another video of this on my channel, but this is something that I think is just worth looking at. This flood play is literally like you could call your entire offense based around this flood play. 100% totally could. Okay. There's just a lot of ways to be able to run it. One route we didn't really get into, I love short side C routes in college football 25. And the reason why is because this hash mark is so shallow. And so you have to really choose, are you going to guard the deep zone or are you going to guard the underneath? If they guard the underneath zone, which is the most popular, most people are going to play hard flats. If they're not playing hard flats, you just take your running back again and again and again until they do. But now, okay, we come down, play hard flats. You can throw this right on the cut, catch it right in front of them. It's a really nice route to be able to throw against your opponent. So there's just a lot of ways to run this flood play, and this is truly one of my personal favorite plays in the game. And then if they're running another little combo that I'll show you for what this, kind of the way cover four is playing in this example would be something like this. I really like this play for the way that cover four is kind of playing this because you can just hit the running back quick and you're going to force them to have to bring their yellow zones down. One of my other favorite plays in this formation is corner strike. It's actually you don't have to necessarily have it out of corner strike, but I think it's best because you have the C route. But essentially, what it's just doing is we're just trying to take advantage of this of the yellow zones dropping back quite a bit in this game, which they definitely do. This is another one of my setups out of wing trips that I really like. If you go to the play shot wheel, you're going to see here that you have you can kind of either leave it like this or you can create the routes. What I like to do is I love to wheel route, drag, and then have either leave the crosser route or have like a post or but basically just like a route like this. And almost always you'll have this post over the middle of the field. So anyway, these are just some money plays that I really like having. And then one last thing I did want to show before I get out of here is the run game. Remember, you can get the full ebook in our school community, and I'm actually going to be dropping a massive rehaul to it because it is a really, really good offense. And I feel like I've only scratched the surface on how to run it. But one of the things that I wanted to show you is how good this duo run is. So you see here, you're just going to get really good blocking on the duo run inside the 5, and really anywhere. It doesn't have to be out of I form. It's pretty much just any good duo runs. The duo runs are just really, really good. You also have, like an ISO type of run if you feel like you got a good look for like a straight up, like almost halfback dive type of run. The run game in college football is really, really good. It's a lot better than it is in Madden, so you can really take advantage of that. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is to kind of mix in this power O, because this power O is really good if they come out in goal line. So like if they come out in like a goal line set, I really like the power O against that as well. So because you get that pulling guard and you're just trying to get a couple yards is all you're really trying to do. But in general, these are some of the best runs in the game in the red zone. And then I'm going to give you a money passing play as well. So what most people call in the red zone is most people are probably going to give you some type of cover, either cover 4 or cover 2, but you beat them the same way. And you can do this out of any play in the playbook. What I like to do is go to this normal Y off close just because it's a favorable, in my opinion, it's a favorable alignment to be able to do this out of. You can do it out of any play. But if you take a look here, you see how this outside receiver is going to be on the numbers. So we're just going to put Travis Hunter on a curl, stem him all the way down. And then what I like to do is have any of these players on the right side, any of these receivers. In this example, I'll actually just use a flat route, a running back streak, a drag, and then we'll go with a short with this tight end slant. It could be a tight end slant. It could be a deep cross. What I also like to do is a short cross from the slot receiver, but any of these routes will work. And what you're going to see is you can throw that against a cover 2 because the cloud flat is going to suck right to the hitch. So thanks for watching the video. I hope that you found this video useful. This is why I really like the Oregon playbook. It has everything that you need to be effective in this game. It has all of the formations that you would ever want to have. And if you guys want to take a look at my entire Oregon offensive ebook, it's going to be in our school community. You can sign up for that by clicking the link in the description below.